Well, earlier this week, Kamala Harris sat down with Mslsd in a hard-hitting, riveting interview.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
No, not really. People compared her to listening to Charlie Brown's teacher. I'm Jazz Berganzo on this, but the difference was between Harris and Charlie Brown's teacher is that with Charlie Brown's teacher, she made sense.
That is true!
And it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose. Happy Friday. Hope you're staying dry because it's been a wet one all week, and it will continue to go through the weekend. Stay safe. If you missed it, you might have missed it. In an incredible interview, Kamala Harris sits down. It was riveting. It was ratings grabbing. It was nonsensical word salad garbage. Again. Because that's what she does best. She can't talk foreign policy. She can't talk domestic policy. But she can toss an amazing salad. So I've heard. She sat down with Mslsd in a worthless interview, and we're going to mock it. Because that's what I'm here for. This, coming from the Gateway Pundit, the Kamala Harris interview with Mslsd Stephanie Ruhle was a ratings dud. No. Really? Earlier this week, Kamala Harris did an interview with Stephanie Ruhle at Mslsd. Now the numbers are in, and they're not that good. One estimate indicates that only 1.8 million people tuned in. Compare that, or contrast that, with Donald Trump showing up on Greg Gutfeld's show, and 5 million people tuned in, and it only got half the hype as this interview did. On top of that, Kamala Harris's interview was another softball festival, leaving voters with very little new insight into what Harris was due as president outside of tossing salads. The numbers. Kamala Harris's Stephanie Ruhle interview was watched just by 1.8 million viewers at 7 p.m. Compare that with Laura Ingraham on the Ingraham angle. 2.2 million people tuned in on Fox. Mslsd may not have landed the presidential debate, but it did score a first solo one-on-one interview with Vice President Kamala Harris. On Wednesday night, the Democratic candidate sat down at the 11th hour with the host Stephanie Ruhle and almost 3 million Americans. 1.1 million people tuned in, another 1.8 tuned in for the repeat. That's down from 6.3 million viewers who watched Harris and running mate Tampon Tim speak with CNN's Dana Bash earlier the month, the first interview since taking over a Democratic ticket from Joe Dementia. Even the far-left New York Times was unimpressed with Kamala's interview. The New York Times absolutely eviscerates Kamala Harris's interview on Mslsd last night. Quote, via Twitchy. It's not quite clear what Miss Harris gained aside from giving her campaign aides the ability to say that she held another one-on-one interview. For the vice president, this was roughly the same ballpark as Mr. Trump having one of his regular chats with Sean Hannity on Fox. Harris's media strategy from hiding from the press has not worked out well for her. When she finally decides to do media, it's underwhelming, no information, not to mention cringeworthy. Well put, cringe. Every time she does a so-called interview, it's never about policy. It's never about what are you going to do. It's never about what you think you can do. What do you have the ability to do? No, it's not about that. It's all about, well, I grew up in a neighborhood. I played jump rope. I remember going to school. I think I met Martin Luther King when I was little. Stupid shit like that. But, again, like in my last video, it's not about policy. It's about character. That's all it is. It's about policy. Policy, Trump wins. It's about character. It's about character and nonsense, then Kamala wins. That's pretty much how it's going to go down at the end of the day. Because there's no way that she would show up going one-on-one with Tucker, Joe Rogan, Shapiro, Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly would destroy her. She will never go on with anybody who's going to challenge her because she can't be, because there's nothing to challenge. There's nothing there. It's empty. It's a void. That's what she is. Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. That's all she is. But sadly, you got too many idiots and morons and buffoons and Gen Zers who are going to vote for her because they hate Donald Trump more. It's about who you hate less. I guarantee you, with Tim Walz's ridiculous record, his insane record, his moronic record, his destructive record in Minnesota, and Kamala Harris's worthlessness, you think some of these, knuckleheads, these Karens and Kens who are voting for her are going to say, hey, well, you know what? I know she's worthless. I know there's nothing there. But I hate Donald Trump so much more that I cannot stand to vote for him. That's what it is. Again, it wasn't about who will do better, Donald Trump or Joe Biden. It wasn't about that. Joe Biden got the sympathy vote because they knew he had dementia. He got the sympathy vote. That's the way. That's the reason why he got 81 million votes. Do we need to go down that road again? But when it comes to Kamala Harris, excuse me, when it comes to Kamala Harris, she is who she is. She is what we thought she always was. She's worthless. But sadly, you have people who would take worthless over accomplished. That's pathetic. And with that being said, I'm Jasper Gonzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching. And we'll see you next time. Peace.